press on till every enemy to her salvation was surmounted, and Satan himself lay bruised under her feet. It occurred to her on one of these occasions that she might steal a march over some of her contemporaries if she were to leave off eating black puddings, of which whenever they had killed a pig she had hitherto partaken freely, and if she were also careful that no fowls were served at her table which had had their necks wrung, but only such as had their throats cut and been allowed to bleed. St. Paul and the Church of Jerusalem had insisted upon it as necessary that even Gentile converts should abstain from things strangled and from blood, and they had joined this prohibition with that of a vice about the abominable nature of which there could be no question. It would be well therefore to abstain in future, to see whether any noteworthy spiritual result ensued. She did abstain, and was certain from that day of her resolve she had felt stronger, purer in heart, and in all respects more spiritually minded than she had ever felt hitherto. Theobald did not lay so much stress on this as she did, but as she settled what he should have at dinner, she could take care that he got no strangled fowls. As for black puddings, happily he had seen them made when he was a boy, and had never got over his aversion for them. She wished the matter were one of more general observance than it was. This was just a case in which as Lady Winchester she might have been able to do what as plain Mrs. Pontifex it was hopeless even to attempt. And thus this worthy couple jogged on from month to month and from year to year. The reader, if he has passed middle life and has a clerical connection, will probably remember scores and scores of rectors and rectors' wives who differed in no material respect from Theobald and Christina. Speaking from a recollection and experience extending over nearly 80 years from the time when I was myself a child in the nursery of a vicarage, I should say I had drawn the better rather than the worse side of the life of an English country parson of some 50 years ago. I admit, however, that there are no such people to be found nowadays. A more united, or, on the whole, happier couple could not have been found in England. One grief only overshadowed the early years of their married life. I mean the fact that no living children were born to them. End of chapter 16. Recording by Rhonda Fetterman.